That's right. We're live. It is Sunday. I'm here every Sunday. Live radio 6 days a week. I come in Sundays. We do the syndicated transmission from 4 to 6 p.m. Central. That's 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern in the p.m. each and every Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us. My news websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. We have the auxiliary sites, JonesReport.com, Infowars.net, TruthNews.us. All right. Mark, Tom, Scott, many others, your calls are coming up here in just a moment. Later I want to get into the escalation, the new Cold War. Is it really happening? How does Iran tie into that mix? Kosovo, quote, declaring independence. Very serious issues. Putin threatening to aim nukes at areas of Eastern Europe, formerly satellites of the supposed old Soviet Union. Very important news. Also, you want my take on Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and their race and the debate coming up in Austin in a few days and all this other bull. I'll be going over that as well. And some New World Order news where more and more mainstream media admits that they're setting up a global government. So that is coming up. Plus stories like Democrats plot 5-year amnesty plan behind the scenes. Well, let's vote Republican then. Well, McCain wants total amnesty up front now. See, both parties are against what the Constitution, Bill of Rights says, against what the people want. 90+% in Gallup polls want to control our borders and reverse the open borders policy, but that's not happening. So that's coming up. But before I go to Mark and Tom and Scott, a few weeks ago I saw a report where it was 8 young people in one town in England have committed suicide. And they admit that they're doing it because it's been hyped up by the media. And there's this particular MySpace site that they all go to that talks about how beautiful it is that they're committing suicide and basically hypes it up. And Paul, who's running the show today, had raised that point because I was talking about how the media hyping these mass shooters now who are always on Prozac family of drugs. The media hypes up the fact that basically mass shooting is the thing to do. It introduces it into your mind, but there's no doubt that teenage suicide and even younger, they're now doing it 10 and younger, is because of death education in the public schools in Europe and the U.S. The government teaches you about suicide and don't commit suicide, and here's how you commit suicide. Really sick stuff. It's really a whole eugenics policy. They started out about 20 years ago playing spaceship or life raft. They say, we're on a spaceship. They get kids together in groups of 6. And only 4 of you can live. There's only water and food on the spaceship or the life raft. All your kids have played this in public school. And the eugenicist and B.F. Skinner and others wrote this up, psychologists, to prepare you for euthanasia and the government exterminating the population. I know you don't believe that, but that's the documents. This stuff's so crazy you can't believe it, but it's true. And now that they teach death education, in Littleton, Colorado, they had them get in coffins and simulate death. That's 2020 ABC News. You can't make this stuff up. But, Paul, you had a take on that?
Oh, no, when you were talking about the whole suicide phenomenon earlier, it just made me remember earlier in the week I was watching the early show and they were focusing on this particular town in England that were having all these suicides. And
you said it's up to 10 now? Last time I saw it was like 8 a few months ago.
Yeah, it was something like that, and their main angle was focusing on the fact that this website was glorifying suicide and they were trying to get it shut down.
Yeah, I've seen.
There goes some mainstream news for you, CBS early show.
Exactly, but see, it's the reverse. And I've seen the same reports and other outlets saying ban these websites because it can hurt others. But see, no one's ever going to ban them from doing similar things. See what I'm saying? See, CBS is all for banning that website because the alternative media is kicking their butt. Comments?
Oh, no, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
No, I mean, I think the website's sick, too. But I think Nazi websites are sick. But the minute we let them restrict those, then what happens to our free speech?
I don't know. Maybe Barack can sort it out for us.
But then I get your point, though, that, yeah, there's even CBS admitting they're glorifying suicide. But just hyping it up the way the media does is also causing it. Let's go ahead with these very easily influenced minds. Mark in Georgia, thanks for holding her on the air.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man.
What's this I hear? You have a newborn?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying correctly? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, as of yesterday, I am one of the delegates for the GOP that I was about ready to completely say, well, this is it, goodbye. We're trying to steal back what was been stolen for us because people think that it's all about the popular vote, and that locks it up. And it's like, I relish the idea of John McCain having one of his infamous temper tantrums if he were to find out that he didn't get the nomination after all because a bunch of us secretly conspiring together have basically...
I understand brokered elections, conventions, but only if it's a few percentage points behind with a secondary candidate can that happen. I mean, if there's huge discrepancies between the A candidate and B candidate, brokered conventions really don't happen. But it's good to have good delegates there who can put pressure on the party platform and inject real ideas.
Well, the thing I'm trying to get across to you is what I heard at a Patriot Network meeting recently is that McCain has lots of delegates, but his delegates are predominantly Ron Paul supporters. So the thing is that we can, like I say, we can take things back.
I just don't want to give people false hopes. Have you heard Ron Paul say there's next to zero chance of that happening?
Well, like I say, we do what we can because we can't do anything more.
No. Listen, I hear you and I understand, and I say more power to you. Being involved in the process is good. People say, well, wait, it's a corrupt process, all this evidence of election fraud. Look, I don't like Barack Obama, but I really hate Hillary Clinton. But I don't come to a news story and say, well, because I like this candidate or I don't like that candidate or I hate this one more than the other, I'm going to spin things. I don't like Barack Obama. I'm not going to vote for Barack Obama. If Ron Paul isn't in there, I'm not voting in the presidential race. I'll vote in one of the, on all the other slots. But the facts are the facts. Barack Obama won New Hampshire. They had a recount. Proven fraud. In New York, in a bunch of areas of Harlem, he got 0 votes. Now, do you believe in Harlem, Barack Obama got 0 votes? That's ABC News reporting on that. Clearly the Hillary machine is cheating. Clearly she's unpopular with Democrats. But don't think just because he's winning right now that she's not going to steal the other states. Okay, Hillary is the anointed one. The establishment is for her. There is a revolt within the Democratic Party against that. But people locally are going, oh, former Austin Mayor Kirk Watson is for Barack. Well, I'm definitely against him now. And I heard him earlier going, well, she wants to take your wages for health care. Absolutely, it's horrible. A whole new government tax. It's a horrible idea. Hillary's pure evil. But Barack Obama has talked about mandatory federal health care. I mean, the guy is his wife's counsel on foreign relations. He's the exact same thing. We don't have time to take another call right now, do we? We're about to break. We're going to come right back, and I'm going to get to Tom and Scott. I got to get through some of your calls a little bit quicker here. And then I promise I'm going to get into Russia denounces Kosovo declaration. Kosovo members of parliament proclaim independence. We'll give you the backside story on that. Russia, U.S. satellite shot down a weapons test. Mystery of the toxic satellite. Putin says Russia ready to target NATO threats with nuclear weapons. Russian bombers buzz U.S. aircraft carrier twice, heading towards Japanese coast. Nuke threat puts West on notice. This is big news. It's coming up. Got North American Union news and a lot more. Straight ahead, one of our reporters at Infowars.com. Reporting for Infowars.com and WeAreChange.org. Got a chance to interview Vicente Fox. We'll tell you about that as well. Stay with us.